Welcome to FearTale, where shadows whisper and the dark listens. Every story is a door. Once opened, it never closes. Don't just hear it, feel it. Your nightmare begins now.
The Final Ride, a cab driver's horror story. Chapter 1, Late Night, One Last Ride. Michael Harris was a 35-year-old cab driver in the quiet town of Redhill on the edge of England. He worked nights because they were peaceful and tips were better. But Michael had one rule: never take a ride after 2 a.m. He didn't believe in ghosts, but weird things always happened after that hour. Silent passengers, calls with no voices, rides that ended in places he didn't remember. Chapter 2, The Strange Request. It was 2:17 a.m. Michael was parking to end his shift when his phone lit up. Ride request, no name. Pickup, Whitestone Cemetery Gate. Destination, unknown. Fare, £40. He frowned. The cemetery was at least 5 miles out of town. Who would be there at this hour? But £40 was good money, and it was his last ride, right? He clicked accept. Chapter 3, The Woman in the Fog. As he reached Whitestone Cemetery, thick fog rolled in. It was colder than usual. His windshield started to mist. A woman stood by the old cemetery gate. She wore a white dress, her face pale. Her long black hair was wet, as if she had just stepped out of the rain. He rolled down the window a bit. "You called for a cab?" he asked. She nodded once and got in. She didn't close the door. It closed itself. Chapter 4, The Ride Begins. "Where to?" Michael asked. She looked straight ahead. "Just drive. I'll tell you where to stop," she said. Her voice was soft, too soft, like a whisper traveling on wind. Michael began driving. He checked the rearview mirror. No reflection. He looked back. She was sitting there, staring out the window. He blinked hard. Maybe he was just tired. But her cold presence filled the car like fog. Chapter 5, Off the Main Road. 10 minutes passed in silence. Then she spoke. "Turn left." Michael frowned. "There's no road there." "Turn." He obeyed. The car rolled onto a dirt path surrounded by trees. No lights, no signs. His phone lost signal. The GPS froze. "Where exactly are we going?" he asked. She replied, "Home. I'm going home, where I died." Michael slammed the brakes. "Excuse me?" She didn't answer, just pointed ahead. Chapter 6, Her Story. "You want to hear a story?" she said, suddenly calm. Michael didn't respond. "Once, I rode a cab like this. The driver promised me to take me home, but he never did. He took a different road, a darker road. He stopped near the woods, and I never came back." Michael gripped the wheel tighter. "You're saying a driver murdered you?" She smiled slowly. "No, not a driver. You." Chapter 7, Time Repeats. Michael's phone vibrated. The time read 2:17 a.m. Date 9 July 2003. He gasped. That was the exact time 22 years ago when his cab crashed outside Redhill and the passenger disappeared. But he didn't remember the woman. He remembered a deer running onto the road. "No, that night I crashed." "Yes," she said, "and I died." Chapter 8, The Truth. The car came to a stop on its own. They were at a clearing in the woods. An old wooden cross stood there, faded flowers, a photo. He got out and walked closer. He saw her face. Same woman. Below it, in memory of Eleanor Grace, died tragically on 9 July 2003. Never found. Michael dropped to his knees. No, it wasn't me, but his mind unlocked a memory. He drank a little that night. The fog was thick. He didn't stop in time. He buried the body out of fear and forgot. Chapter 9: The Pit. Suddenly, the ground cracked beneath him. A black pit opened. Voices whispered. He fell into darkness. He saw faces below, ghostly passengers, women in white, hands reaching up. "You took us all. You never confessed. Now you drive forever," Michael screamed. Chapter 10: Morning Silence. At dawn, a ranger found Michael's cab parked by the cemetery, empty. The engine still warm, but no driver. His phone was on the dash. The last ride showed rider Eleanor Grace. Time 2:17 a.m. No such user existed. Chapter 11: A loop begins. 2 weeks later, a young cab driver named Ben Walker took a late ride request. Same pickup, same fog, same woman. She stepped in and softly said, "Just drive. I'll tell you where to stop." Sometimes the road back home is a loop. Sometimes guilt becomes the ghost. And sometimes it's not the passenger who vanishes. It's the driver.
If you survived this tale, like, share, and subscribe. More chilling stories await you. Until next time, sleep if you can.